remember in March of 2017 when Trump tweeted that they put a wiretap on Trump Tower, and the whole press was like, they didn't wiretap it. Of course, what an idiot. And then the New York Times had already reported the fact that they requested FISA warrants to investigate the Trump administration, not the administration, the campaign prior to the election. So, I mean, that's way worse than a wiretap. If you're tapping into somebody's cell phone and you're able to activate the microphone, that's way more invasive. So
this is what they do. They take everything literally so they can debunk it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when it comes to Trump, you know. He's uses a lot of euphemisms.
Yeah.
Kash Patel and Dan Bongino over at the FBI are desperate for a win right now, and I think that's what they're going for. I think this is, again, it's red meat for the base, even if there are valid reasons that they're going after them. I just think it's a distraction at this point. I don't know what else to say, and I'm not distracted from the Epstein stuff.
Well, I mean, again, like,
let me show you guys this to exemplify what we were just talking about. One of my favorite tweets of all time.
Oh, yeah.
From 2016. The claim. Trump says Clinton acid washed her email server. The truth. Clinton's team used an app called BleachBit. She did not use a corrosive chemical.
Like with a cloth or what?
Yep. So when Trump says something like they're wiretapping me, he means, generally speaking, as a turn of phrase, I am being spied on. Mm-hmm. Then they say he's lying. They never did that. It was a FISA warrant. So it's like, oh, so they had a FISA warrant against him and they were spying on his communications across the board. And that's what Trump meant.
Yeah.
But they take Trump literally so they can say,
you don't have a wire. We don't have a wire on your cell phone. There's no wires to tap. And that's supposed to be like, oh, well, then they didn't wiretap. Come on. It's ridiculous.
And they'll probably be focusing on specifically the moment when Trump had already won and he was preparing to move into the White House. And right when Trump came in after the inauguration, Comey basically brought the Steele dossier to the Oval Office and presented it to Trump under the auspices that he was presenting just a report, just findings, and so then the press could then report on that. So there were definitely back channels where they set that up and they said, you know, to the likes of CNN, hey, you know, we're about to present this report, and that's when you can report on the Steele dossier, which obviously turned out to be, you know, the P tapes and all that.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of people that think that the Epstein stuff is the most important thing going on, and I totally respect that. Like, I understand, but in my opinion, this kind of stuff is actually more important to the American people.
Indeed.
You know, I think for many American people, there's so much nuance, and this story is so esoteric with what the wrongdoings of Brennan and Comey were, and the different dossiers that were created, and whether or not it could be used as evidence to try to investigate the president, wrongfully so. The details get lost on a lot of people, and it is kind of a little bit of a difficult story to navigate for, I think, the average American.
Well, what was
not
the
as
evidence?
sexy. You know, it's not nearly as sexy as child predators having a, you know, alleged blackmail operation with multiple people helping him human smuggle the people to his alleged island.
Alleged island?
Much more,
that was a real
island. I want to throw
bro.
a lot of allegedlys in there because I don't want any, you know, letters from lawyers. I don't know. I'm sure there's still Jeffrey Epstein.
It's an alleged island. We're not sure whether or not the island is there. We're still looking into that particular.
No, Luke's been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
McAfee flew over it with the drone.
I was like introducing Luke by saying he's been to Epstein Island, and everyone just goes, wait, what? And he's like, no. Afterwards, it's a journalist. Afterwards.
Oh, I remember like Vote.com. Do you remember that when everybody in 2016 they all found the subterranean? Like they were like, why would there be industrial ventilation systems on this island? They traced it back. It all tied into Schmate, that thing, and.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.